Thank you for tuning in to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast, a no judgment zone podcast that covers lifestyle, entertainment, news, and sports. Even though KC doesn't watch sports, but these are minor details. By the way, he reads tarot cards too. Yes, I really mean it. He reads tarot cards too. And now, the host you've tuned in for, KC Phoenix.
Welcome to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast. I, of course, am your host, KC Phoenix. I'm doing the full moon in Cancer reading, happening January the 17th. Before I go any further, KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. As for this particular reading, it is for the collective, it's not for a specific sign. Also, some of the energy that I picked up on separate readings for the month, because I've already done the January readings. For those who don't know, the January readings are up. If you don't want to scroll through the podcast and find the readings, you can go to the YouTube channel and then click on January 2022 Tarot Energy Readings on the page. And then you can find your reading there for your specific sign. And it is a general reading, just like this is a general reading. As I always say with any reading, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it's not your story, don't try to make it fit. I'm just a person sitting here reading the energy on some tarot cards. You know your story better than I ever could. All right? Okay. Now that I've said all of that, I took some notes because I did the pre-shuffle energy, and I'm using 4 decks here to my right. Where what I'm doing is what I call an infinity cross. I'm sure there's maybe a more technical, correct name for it, but this was something that came to my spirit when I decided to do this. I didn't find this anywhere, as in I didn't look it up in a book or anything like that. It's just something came to my spirit one day and it said, do the cards this way. Try this particular way. So this particular setup may have already been done before. I've only done it once, and that was during which reading was that? Was that the new moon reading? It was one of those. But regardless, I've already done the reading for that. And it's very interesting because I take 2 oracle decks and I take 2 tarot decks and I cross them throughout. And in the middle is what I call the heart of the situation. And then around the heart of the situation is everything else that is going on. So keep that in mind too when I'm doing this. And like I said, I call it an infinity cross because I really feel it's very, very comprehensive. I'm using 4 decks. For the tarot decks, I am using my Golden Girls deck. Shout out to Betty White, may she rest in peace. Which actually, full moon in Cancer, January 17th, if I'm 95% sure Betty White's birthday is January 17th. So yeah, go figure. So we got that going on. All right, and then the other deck that I'm using is the Light Seers Tarot deck. So these are the 2 tarot decks I'm using. The Oracle decks I'm using, the Angel Oracle Guide or the Angel Guide Oracle. And then also I'm using the Sacred Destiny Oracle is what I'm using for this. Now, let's get into this pre-shuffle energy that I picked up when I was doing the 4 decks. First thing is, and that's probably the garbage truck or Amazon or whatever if you hear that in the background. First thing is, so opportunity will be coming in. I know that there is a ton of things in retrograde right now. Mercury is in retrograde until February the 3rd, and then of course post-retrograde is like 7 to 10 days after that, but really February the 3rd is how long Mercury is in retrograde. Venus is in retrograde right now. And I feel like there's something else in retrograde too. And then also we're having the full moon. Obviously some of you may be in your fields because that's going to be going on. And some of you might be feeling a little bit more domestic right now. Lord knows I have been just irritated with anything being dirty for the past probably week. And I'm just like, okay, I need to clean. Just like after I finish doing this reading, I'm going to wash some clothes again and do some other stuff and do some more cleaning and rearranging and things like that, which really that's kind of Mercury retrograde energy. But also don't forget that's Cancerian energy too, because Cancers are very domestic. It's a very domestic sign. But opportunity and change is something that will be coming in for this full moon. There's been a lot of changes with the full moon, the new moon, and so on and so forth. This is the first full moon of the year. Don't forget that we had the new moon in Capricorn not too long ago. And with that being said, everyone is taking stock and just auditing everything. And now that they're auditing everything and they're making these changes, some changes are forced, some changes are not. Some changes are absolutely by choice. One thing that I picked up while I was doing this, don't be afraid to hear an offer or explore an offer. I know with Mercury being in retrograde, some people are like, oh, I don't want to hear it, I don't want to hear it, I don't want to hear it right now. There could be some good offers coming in while Mercury is in retrograde. Just because an offer comes in while Mercury is in retrograde doesn't mean that you have to take it while Mercury's in retrograde. Maybe it is something that you can take Mercury retrograde to review the offer, and then after, if you want to, after February 3rd, you're like, okay, yeah, let me move on this now. But don't be so quick to dismiss saying, oh, well, I don't want to hear it at all. So yeah, hold on. Something else just came to me. There's a story that I have to tell you, and Spirit is telling me that I really need to tell this story because somebody needs to hear it. So I'm going to tell you that in a minute. I had to write this down so I don't forget because there's a lot of information here. But I promise I will do my best not to make this that long. All right, back to this. Also, another message that came in, travel isn't a bad thing right now. Some of you may have this thing like, oh my God, I can't travel anywhere. I can't go anywhere. Travel isn't a bad thing. So whoever needs to hear it, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it's not your story, don't try to make it fit. But that was one of the messages that I received during the pre-shuffle. Travel is not a bad thing. Also, I was seeing lots of green. I didn't have the time to really meditate on it and dig into it. I know some people are like, please let it be money. Please let it be money. No, I wasn't really picking up money. It could be. I was honestly like a green landscape is what I was picking up going to the travel thing. I honestly feel some of you will be doing something involving green. Whatever that's about. But it was a lot of green. And you know what? I just looked down at my chart here for the chakras. Maybe some of you are healing your heart too, because green is heart chakra as well. So thymus, heart, breathing, allergies, lungs, blood pressure, lymph, nose, immune system, things like that, for which are related to the heart chakra. But maybe some of you are going green, health-wise. So like you're doing this new diet. There's that new commercial that's been coming on where it's like you pour the stuff in the water and they give you all the stuff that you need is that green thing that gives you the electrolytes and all this other stuff. Maybe some of you are going on a green liquid diet or something. I don't know. It's something involving green. Maybe you made a decision where you're like, I'm going to eat more leafy greens. But honestly, I was picking up more travel with the green, going somewhere with a lot of greenery. But also I'm seeing green. It is what I'm seeing. So maybe it's just a healthier diet too for some of you. For others of you, you may be traveling. Or you may be doing both. You may be like, look, I'm traveling to a tropical place where there's a lot of greenery. And then also I'm on a new green diet. I'm doing the kale, I'm doing the spinach, I'm doing the broccoli, I'm doing the Brussels sprouts. All the healthy stuff. So that may be going on too. Something also said to me, the stuff that you know, green, you know what I'm talking about. That some of you may be looking to go into that type of business, like a legal type of business, not the illegal version of the business, but the legal version. And you're looking to open up a dispensary or something. that could be going on as well. Something just said to me that for some of you, you might be doing that to lower your blood pressure. I'm not a licensed doctor. Whatever. Okay. Now, also, another thing that came up in the pre-shuffle energy, some of you will be receiving a yes, like a shocking yes, where you were thinking, oh, there's no way. And it's going to be like, yes. And you're going to be like, what? That's something else I picked up too. Where some will say yes to an offer that you didn't think they would say yes to, and vice versa. Where you're saying yes to someone and they so didn't expect you to say yes. Where they're like, well, I'm going to ask them, but inside, they're not telling you that they already felt you were going to say no. Maybe it was with the travel thing. Maybe someone was will be asking you to go somewhere and they're thinking, oh, well, such and such says no all the time. Well, they'll probably say no this time too. But then you say yes and they're like, wait, what? You always say no. You say yes this time, and it could be vice versa. You could be the one that says no all the time when you're invited to go off on trips or get-togethers or things like that. And then you give a yes and they're like, wait, what? So, keep that in mind. Also, what else came up? You see I have my notes here, my chicken scratch, because I had to write all this stuff down. Also, for some of you, you're waiting on results for something, and more than likely the results will be positive too. In addition to that, because don't forget, things are uncovered during Mercury retrograde, which I'm going to get into in the tire story in a minute. Someone does need a vacation. Some of you may be taking a spa day. Also, some of you may be a little bit selfish in a good way, where it's like, you know what? I'm going to pamper myself for a day. I'm not answering my phone. I'm not answering the text. I'm not answering emails. I'm not answering anything. I'm disappearing for a day. People will hear from me after I finish pampering myself. I feel that energy happening. So there may be a little bit of selfishness going on there in a good way. Also, some of you are becoming more comfortable in the new positions that you're in. Some of you may have already received promotions since the last readings or whatever, or if you're new to this, you may have already received the promotion, and now you're starting to get your sea legs, where you're becoming more comfortable in this new position that you're in. Others of you will more than likely receive a promotion, and then you will become more comfortable with it. If it's not a promotion, then it's just something where your station in life is being upgraded. Something in your life is being upgraded, and now you're becoming more comfortable with the upgrade. Some of you may not have been comfortable with the upgrade before, where you're not used to this. But now it's like, okay, I get it now. This is what I have to do. Also, you're becoming more comfortable with your responsibilities as well, because for some of you, you may have picked up new responsibilities. I actually mentioned this in a Sagittarius reading, that you're taking on more responsibilities in their reading if you're a Sagittarius. So this spilled over into this reading for the collective. But you're becoming more comfortable with that now. Also, for some of you, you're not just thriving, you're surviving. You're not just surviving, you're thriving, is what you're doing. So if you take a look around at what some people are going through and you're assessing, and I'm not saying compare, because you don't want to constantly compare yourself to people. You really don't want to compare yourself at all. The only person you ever want to compete with is yourself in life. That is just my little 2 cents. You're grown, you have free will, you can do what you want to do. However, if you look around at the things that are happening around you, involving the people that you know personally, or even people that you don't know that well, and then you're looking at your life, you may notice that some people are just surviving around you, but you're in the middle of thriving right now. And that is a good thing. And something just told me to tell you, count your blessings. Be thankful for what you have. Don't take it for granted. as well. Something just told me to tell you that. All right. Now, on the other page, also, some of you are removing the emotion out of some decisions that you are making during this time, which is crazy because the sign of Cancer can be a very emotional sign. But also, don't forget that, and this is something that I just found out, Pluto is playing a role in all of this, how it's stationed during this whole period with the full moon and everything else. Pluto is related to Scorpio. One thing about Scorpios is they will cut the stuff on out. You would think Scorpio was an air sign, but they're not. But that's their knack. That's a Scorpio's knack. They have a knack for cutting through the stuff and just being like, okay, let's get to the heart of this. What's the situation? Some of you may be in this energy where you're like, you're doing your audit for this month. And you're like, okay, let's get to the heart of this. What is going on? We need to remove that. Okay, we need to remove this. All right, that needs to go. And you're just taking the emotion out of it. You're just making the decisions that need to be made. Also, some of you are standing in your own strength. For some of you, some people are not happy with the decisions that you are making. Some people are not used to you being so, what's the word I'm looking for? Can I have a word, please? Independent. Thank you. Some people are not used to you being so independent. They're used to you bringing your information to them, to sort of lean on them for advice from time to time, or just to vent about things, or they may, or for you to go to them where you may need something. And you're not normally doing that right now. And this is for some of you, obviously not all of you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But for those of you who are very independent right now, some people around you are not happy about that because they feel kind of left out. Because when you were going to them before, leaning on them for their opinion or their advice or their help, and now you're very independent. You don't have to lean on them for those things anymore. They're kind of like, okay, wait a second. Why am I being left out? So they're kind of in their feelings now. The only thing I can tell you is that it is what it is. They'll get over it. No tea, no shade. All right. The other thing that's going on is that some of you are evaluating your finances too. That may be going back to removing the emotion out of something. You may have looked at something and said, you know what? Why am I paying for this? What's going on? And you're making the decision to be like, okay, it's got to go. Or you may feel something that you have. Something just said to me, some of you might be selling your stuff too, as well. That might be going on too, where something that you have, you might have had some type of emotional attachment to, but when you really sat down and thought about it, you're like, okay, I could make some money off of this. Why am I holding on to this when I could sell this, make some money off of it, pay off some bills, or do this or do that? Why am I doing this? So some of you may be selling some stuff. Some of you will be making money with some things online from homemade stuff. That just came to me too. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Also, some of you will be dropping burdens too. And going back to the finances thing, not only are you evaluating your finances, some of you might be evaluating the finances of others. Meaning that, let's say that you are dating someone and you notice that their spending habits are not that great. You may sit down and have a come to Jesus moment with them and be like, look, in order for this relationship to work, both of us need to be responsible. Not just one of us can be responsible. We both need to be responsible with money. It can't just be me. Okay? So that might be happening too, where some of you are having a come to Jesus moment with a significant other or someone close to you. It could be you're a parent and you have a child that spends too much money. Or you're a child that has a parent that spends too much money and your parents are always asking you for money. Or you have a friend that spends too much money and they're always leaning on you. And you're like, okay, look, where's your money going to? Do you have a habit that you're not telling me about? So that may be going on too, where it's like, look, we need to have a conversation so we can nip this in the bud. Keep that in mind. In addition to that, with the dropping of the burdens, good fortune is being ushered in. Something just said to me, good fortunes for people with good decisions. So yeah, good fortune is being ushered in for those making good decisions. So make good decisions. But that's what's coming in. Also, something is saying that if you've made good decisions, you will start to reap the harvest of the good decisions that you have sown. So that's something else. Also, there will be some healing going on too. Whether it's healing physically, again, I'm not a medical doctor or a licensed nurse or anything like that in the medical field. I'm just a person reading the energy and some cards. You know your story better than I ever could. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But with the healing, some of you may be physically healing, is what's going on. Others of you may be healing past relationships too, where somehow you fell out with someone. Don't forget, Mercury's in retrograde, where you fell out with someone. And now it's like, okay, let's make this right. Let's go ahead and make this right. Something is also saying to me, not just past platonic relationships, but possibly past romantic. I hate that word, romantic. Possibly relationships involving romance. Some people may be healing those. With Mercury retrograde, they can be short-lived. There are people who have gotten together during a Mercury retrograde and survived. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying, the energy is the energy. Again, we all have free will. You can do what you want to do. Now, the tire story, very quickly. With the tire story, because I was supposed to tell you this. Because this is, I guess, a metaphor of what's going on during this whole thing. The tire story is, imagine that you are walking out to your car in your driveway or out to your car in a parking lot somewhere. And someone says to you, hey, do you see that tire in your, do you see that nail in your tire? And you're like, nail in my tire? And then you look and you see a nail in your tire. And you're like, are you kidding me? Some people might freak out like, dude, oh my goodness, I have to get the tire replaced. I have to do this. I have to do that. I got to call blah, 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 blah. All that stuff. All right, fine. Now, imagine if no one told you or brought it to your attention that there was a nail in your tire. Then you might be on the highway and your tire might blow out on the highway or while you're driving. What happens if you're driving somewhere and you may not have service? What happens if it blows out if you're in the middle of driving and it does something and it could force your car to do other things? But during that moment where something was spotted and brought to your attention, that moment kept, and what can I say? There's a word I'm looking for. Frustrating. Thank you. That moment kept a frustrating issue from becoming a catastrophic issue. Do you see what I'm saying? Someone needed to hear that story because it was on my mind. And while I was explaining this earlier, something said to me, you need to tell the tire story. Write it down. And that's why I did, so I wouldn't forget it. Some of you may get some news. Don't forget, Mercury retrograde. Venus is in retrograde. Some of you may get some news. Also, full moon. secrets coming out. Some of you may get some news where it's like, are you kidding me? Really? And you're frustrated. But the universe is telling me to tell you, imagine if you went on without receiving that news. What could have possibly happened? That's the message that someone needs to hear, because it was on my mind. Now that I've said that, let's get to the reading, shall we? We're already at 25 minutes, but we're going to do this. I told you I didn't want to make this that long, so we're going to do it. Let's go ahead. What is the energy for the full moon in Cancer for January 17th? The energy for the full moon in Cancer for January 17th. The energy for the full moon in Cancer for January 17th. What is the message that the collective needs to hear? What is the message that the collective needs to hear? When I split the deck, learning experience came up. So going back to, some of you will be learning. Something is going to be a teaching moment. I feel like for some of you, if you go through that situation that I was talking about, where something is frustrating, and then you're like, but you had to, because the air just came on, or the heat, I guess you could say, just came on. But where you are like, wow, this is so frustrating, but you have to learn. What's at the bottom of the deck? Clear, cancel, releases at the bottom of the deck. That's interesting. May I have 3 cards, please? And I'm going to pull all of these cards, and then we'll just go over everything. And like I said, my goal is to not make this that long. All right. May I have 2 more cards, please? Thank you. Wow, I love that. Thank you. Thank you to the divine for that. Thank you. I love that. Don't worry, we're going to go over all of it. We're going to go over all of it. May I have 1 more card, please? This one seems like it wants to come out. Let me put it back in. If it's meant for it to come out, it's going to come out. May I have 1 more card, please? Oh, wow. Okay. I like that. And what's at the bottom? Whoa. All right. I love it. I am loving this reading already. I am loving this reading already. The energy for the collective, for the full moon in Cancer for January 17th. Energy for the collective, for the full moon in Cancer, January 17th. Energy for the collective, for the full moon in Cancer, January 17th. What is it that the collective needs to know? I told you somebody needs to either go on a trip or somebody's going on a trip. Voyage, when I split the deck. I told you. Someone's going on a trip. Or you need to take a vacation. So yeah, that's going on. Let's see. What's at the bottom of the deck? Leadership. I told you some of you are being promoted. Some of you might have to travel for a promotion. Something just said that to me too. Some of you might have to travel for a promotion. But yeah, some of you are stepping into leadership roles. Some of you might be the leader in your community as well. Picking that up. I'm just loving this energy. All these cards fell out. I'm not taking them. May I have one card, please? What does the collective need to know? What does the collective need to know? A clump of cards keeps on falling out. If this happens again, then I'm going to have to do some investigating. What does the collective need to know? Thank you. Interesting. Thank you. I love it. May I have one more card, please? Two cards came out. Okay. Usually I don't take two with this infinity cross, but I will make an exception on this. What's at the bottom of the deck? Relax it. Some of you really need to take a vacation or relax or pamper yourself. Some of you really, really, really need to do that. Is at the bottom of the deck. All right. Let's get to the tarot deck now. And trust me, I'm going to go over all of this. What is the energy for the collective for January 17th for the full moon in Cancer? Energy for the collective for January 17th for the full moon in Cancer. Energy for the collective for January 17th for the full moon in Cancer. What is it that the collective needs to know? What is it that the collective needs to know? Five of Wands when I split the deck. Don't forget, Five of Wands isn't always conflict. It can also be training too. Some of you may be dealing with some conflict. Others of you may be training, especially those of you who may be stepping into a leadership role. Also, something did just say to me that some of you who are stepping into a leadership role, there may be some conflict because of jealousy. So keep that in mind too. Don't let jealousy get to you. Jealousy is a them problem. It's not your problem. So if someone is jealous of you because, what's at the bottom of the deck? Yeah, Ace of Pentacles is at the bottom of the deck. Because this is something new coming in for some of you. If someone is jealous of you because of your blessing, again, that is a them problem. That is not your problem. All right. May I have 3 cards, please? Woo! And that Five of Wands came out again. Okay, definitely somebody is... Yeah, somebody will be training. This is more like a training. In this particular deck with the Light Seers Tarot, someone's going to be training for a new... And you see how they're trying to grab the fire in this? Look at them trying to reach for the fire. All of them are trying to do it and they're climbing up on the wands. I honestly feel, again, some of you are being elevated to a new position and you're the one who's going to get the fire. You're the one who's going to touch it. But you're going through the training is what's happening. May I have 2 more cards, please? Thank you. This is very, very interesting. May I have... Oh, the sun looked like it almost wanted to come out. Thank you. Wow. Someone is training. Someone may be going back to school too. As well. What's at the bottom of the... 9 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. I told you, that independence. That independence. All right. Almost done. May I have the energy for the collective? For the full moon in Cancer for January 17th. May I have the energy for the collective for the full moon in Cancer for January 17th. May I have the energy for the collective for the full moon in Cancer for January 17th. What is it that the collective needs to hear? What is it that the collective needs to hear? Nine of Cups. That just confirmed what I was thinking. That just confirmed what I was thinking when I split the deck. Nine of Cups. Okay, so yeah. Someone's wish is coming true. And we're going to get into... I think I'm going to title this When You Wish Upon a Star. Because that song, now the song's playing through my head. I don't know if you heard it before. Like that old Disney song. You know, when you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. That thing, that song. Your dreams will come true. All right, so let's split this in three right quick. What's at the bottom of the deck? The Hermit. Gathering information. And it's interesting because one of the oracle cards that came out was Solitude. Some of you are gathering information. Those are too many. I can't take all of these. Let's do that again. May I have 3 cards, please? Thank you. I like this. Matt, thank you. Ah, that's the way it came out. Okay, and they have one more card, please. Thank you. Really? The plot thickens. Huh. I'm looking at all of this. Let me go ahead. I don't know if this thing can go down or not. Yeah, I would have to zoom in. All right. At the heart of this is what we have. We have angelic protection. I love this. Meaning that there's protection around you right now. It's angelic protection. You just have to believe. So there's protection around you right now. The other card that came out from the other oracle deck is Truth. The card that came out from the tarot deck is the Star in the upright. The card that came out from the other tarot deck, the Golden Girls deck, is the Four of Pentacles reversed. Some of you could be dealing with an Aquarius, or you could be an Aquarius. Pentacles, Earth energy, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. This is telling me that you're going after your dream and a wish is coming true. You're not holding back. Some of you, because I feel around this, and we're going to go into this, one of the cards that came out was the Star reversed. So we have the Star in the upright and the Star reversed. It seemed like some of you were afraid to go after your dreams. Also, something is saying to me that it's a possibility that an individual who was not in true star energy could have been blocking you. And because you let that individual go, might have been an Aquarius, you are now able to be on your journey. You're able to go on your path now for what was truly meant for you. And you are protected during this journey. There may be conflict, or there may be additional training required. 5 of Wands. Another thing confirming additional training is the Page of Pentacles, Earth energy, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Also, a message. Don't forget what I said before. Some of you may be receiving a message as related to leadership or a promotion. That may be coming in for some of you. For others of you, you may be going back to school. You may be working on your craft. You may be switching careers so you can make more money. For another group of you, there's plenty of timelines that connect to this card. For another group of you, you just may be receiving a message from someone that brings in a little bit of a boost to what you needed. Don't forget, 9 of Pentacles here is at the bottom of the deck. Maybe there was something that you were waiting on to take you from the 9 of Pentacles to the 10 of Pentacles. It is a possibility that information or that resource, because don't forget, Pentacles deal with the 3D, will come in. The reason I'm saying that is because we're going back to the Yes card. This card has come out twice. It came out during the pre-shuffle, and now it is coming out again from the Oracle deck. This is saying whatever it is that you wished for, if you wish for healing, if you wish for a better job, if you wish for a better relationship with your family, whatever it is that you are wishing for, that you're pursuing, this is saying the yes is coming. That's what this is saying. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Again, we all have free will. But this is saying the yes is coming. I'm telling you, as long as you're putting in the work, the yes is coming. That's what I'm telling you. As long as you are taking charge, King of Wands. Some of you may have to go into solitude and take time to yourself to figure out what is the best next move. Going back to the King of Wands, which is fire energy. Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. Also, 5 of Wands is fire energy. Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. And don't forget, with the King of Wands here and the 5 of Wands, we have the 6 of Wands. 6 of Wands is a victory. Some of you may need to go into solitude so you can make the best decisions so you can get the victory. The King of Wands makes very good decisions. The King of Wands is a good decision maker. The King of Wands is one of the architects, is what he is. And again, it doesn't matter if you're male or female. There is no gender in tarot. So keep that in mind. Some of you may have had to go into solitude because you're not seeing the full picture. There may have been a situation where you were forced to take a step back. This oracle card is saying take a step back. Remember what I was talking about with the tire story? Where someone is bringing it to your attention that you have a nail in your tire. You're frustrated, but the reason that the nail was in the tire and the reason that this was brought to your attention might have been because the divine is saying, okay, take a step back and look at things. You may go into solitude. You may decide what's the best decision and then move forward is what's happening. These two cards came out together. These two oracle cards. Openness and gateway. Something just told me to tell you, be open to constructive criticism. Some people may be funny about constructive criticism. Me, I don't mind being criticized if it's constructive because I can tell the difference. If it's constructive, I don't mind it for the most part. Most of the time I don't. You know, I can be sensitive. I mean, like they say, I'm an artist and but for the most part, constructive criticism, not that sensitive. Some of you may be very sensitive to constructive criticism. Something just told me to tell you, when someone is offering criticism, do an audit of who is coming from. And then decide, is the criticism constructive or not? Because not all criticism is constructive. Is all criticism a learning experience? Yeah, everything's a learning experience. But is all criticism constructive? No, not necessarily. So something is telling me to tell you, pay attention to the source. Just because somebody says it doesn't mean that it's true. That just came to me as well. But there's doors being opened for you. And you may have to take a step back so you can see where those doors are at. You may not be able to focus on them yet. This is saying in the middle that the wish is coming true. And especially with angelic protection and truth, I honestly feel that if any of you who this is resonating with, if somebody was lied on, or lied on, lied about, or lied to, that just came to me. If someone was lied to, the truth is going to come out. You're going to hear the truth. Maybe it's an individual who felt guilty for lying to you, and now they're bringing you the truth. Or maybe there was an individual who is feeling guilty for lying about you, and now they're bringing you the truth. Also, something is saying to me as well, the truth will stand the test of time. And as the old saying goes, the truth is like rain, it doesn't care who it falls on. One thing that Wajid, a person that I interviewed, it's an old interview. It was back in July or June. You can look up the interview. Lovely, lovely person. He said, you can fool some people some of the time, but you can't fool all people all of the time. And there may have been someone who was dishonest, especially with this star in reverse. There may have been someone dishonest around you. But now with the star in the upright is being revealed. Don't forget, the star is also a light. 2, it's a guide. Something just said to me, there may be a guide coming into your life to help you on your journey. There may be a guide that brings you the truth. That guide may actually be an Aquarius. An Aquarius may be coming into your life to show you the way. Or it could have been an Aquarius that lied to you and now they're bringing you the truth. And they want to heal whatever relationship is broken between you and them. Different things, different timelines. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Regardless, during this journey, this says angelic protection. The angels are watching over you, is what they're doing. The angels, something just said they're rooting for you. They are rooting for you. Maybe because of this yes card. This, like I said, this is the second time this card came out. It came out during the pre-shuffle and now it's coming out during the main reading. They're rooting for you. They want you to win. They want you. What's that song, To Dream the Impossible Dream? I talked about that before. But whatever goal that you're going for, whatever wish that you're wishing for, they want your wish to come true. Your spirit team, your angels, they want you to reach what it is you want to reach. And I really feel, and the card just fell. Give me 1 second. Okay. I really feel that there is a message that may come in. There may be something coming in from someone who's an earth sign, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, that is going to help you on your journey. That's going to do that, to give you that extra boost that you need. It could be someone younger than you as well, bringing in some information to help your dream come true. I don't know why, but I also feel maybe the truth is coming from an earth sign. Maybe there's going to be an earth sign that brings you the truth. Something that was going on in your life, they're going to bring truth to you, is what they may bring. But there's nothing wrong with solitude. There's nothing wrong with taking a step back. Now, at the bottom of the decks, let's talk about this. And it's kind of interesting. For the Golden Girls deck, at the bottom of the deck is the Queen of Cups. This is Cancer energy. We're doing a reading on the full moon in Cancer. So, you will be very intuitive at this time. Something just told me to say to you, you will know who's for you and who is against you. But regardless, anybody who is against you, first of all, the truth is your protection. As long as you are honest, as long as you are ethical, as long as you move in the right way. It's something, I did a reading on the Quick 3 Tarot, and I mentioned the PPP loans and those type of things. Something's telling me to bring this up again. And take what resonates, leave what doesn't. For those of you who are thinking about doing something that is not above board with getting those loans or something connected to the government, think twice before you do it. Someone needs to hear that. Think twice before you do it. Because the truth will eventually come out. Some of you may have already done it, and the truth is going to come out. I hate to say it, but you know, the energy is the energy, the message is the message, the cards are the cards. So yeah, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But with this Queen of Cups energy, you really want to heal. Going back to healing relationships. The Queen of Cups is a very generous soul. You want to be generous. Some of you may be feeling more in the philanthropic, looking to be philanthropist. You may be looking to donate your time or your money or your energy to something that makes you feel good. Helping others is what you may be doing. So keep that in mind. But this is water energy. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Queen of Cups, but mostly Cancer energy. For at the bottom of the deck, Nine of Pentacles, this goes back to that independence that I was telling you about. And I really feel that for some of you that are independent, you will level up even more. With this Page of Pentacles, with this news coming in, it may be this yes that you're getting, which takes you from the Nine of Pentacles to the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is generational wealth. Is what that is. It's generational wealth. It's not here today, gone tomorrow wealth. Nine of Pentacles is already pre-Empress energy, is what it is. And also, I'm trying to look at this closer. Is that an owl? No, that's a hawk. I thought it was an owl at first. But this particular card, and also, you know, look at I just caught that. Look at the green things hanging. Didn't I tell you somebody is going to be doing something with green? I honestly feel like someone's going to start a dispensary, or they're looking into starting a dispensary. It's something like that. And also, some of you might be getting into plants too, as well. Like, take it not, it doesn't necessarily have to be on a health or a medicinal level, but more of just having plants. Like, hey, I want to have these plants around the house. I know of people like that, where they have a bunch of plants. Not my thing, but to each his own. If you like it, I love it. So, yeah. But this hanging up right here makes me think of green. And by green, you know what I'm talking about. I honestly feel some of you are looking into starting a dispensary business. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. On the bottom of the deck of this Oracle deck, as mentioned before, relaxation. Some of you are going on vacation. Some of you need to take a vacation, is what you need to do. Some of you need to take a vacation. Others of you, you are taking a vacation and you like, look, I'm out. Deuces. I'm going on vacation. Even if it's for a day. Some of you might just need to read a book. You see how in this, well, for those who are watching, those who are listening, in the Oracle card, it's a person laying on I believe it's a canopy is what it's called. And they're just reading a book. Relaxation. And something just said to me to say to you, some of you just need to read a book. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And then finally, as we're closing out, at the bottom of this Oracle deck, guess what? Sacred plan. Something told me to tell you, trust the plan. Again, your spirit team and your angels want you to win. This yes card came out twice. You see how happy this angel is? For those who can see the video. You see how happy this angel is in this card? And you see, this is yes with an exclamation point. Let me see if I can get this closer to the camera. Hold on. Let me see. I'm trying to do it right. You see that yes? You see that exclamation point? I'm trying to get it. Can we get this thing to focus here? Hold on. I'm bringing it closer. You see the exclamation point? That's a yes with an exclamation point. Is what it is. That's an enthusiastic yes. It's like, yes, we want you to win. We want your wish to come true. Yes, this is coming in for you. It's a sacred plan. The contract has been signed. This plan is already in the works. You might have to take a step back to see it. But the plan is sacred. It isn't just a plan. It's not just a plan. I have a plan as soon as I finish recording this and uploading and all that other stuff to go into my kitchen and start fixing something to eat. It's just a plan. It's not a sacred plan. I have a plan to do some writing a little bit later on. It's just a plan. It's not a sacred plan. I have a plan to watch Disney Plus and finally watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier because I haven't seen it yet. It's just a plan. It's not a sacred plan. Let's emphasize the word sacred. Sacred. That means this is something that carries weight. This is something that is treated with reverence. This is something that is golden. This is something that isn't every day. Every day I wake up, I brush my teeth, I take a shower, I do this, I do that. That's the plan. But nothing truly about those things that I do once I execute those plans are sacred. The overall may be sacred in the divine scheme of things. But task, you're planning to complete a task, it isn't sacred. Something is called sacred for a reason. If it was just a plan, it would have said plan. It didn't say plan. It said sacred plan. There is something golden about this plan that is on a totally different level than the every day-to-day life stuff that you deal with. There's a bigger picture here. That's why it's a sacred plan. This is the plan where you have plan A, plan B, plan C, and plan D, and all so on and so forth. This is the plan that no one knows about. This is the buried treasure plan, where it's hidden. It's not easily found. This is the plan that the universe just doesn't hand out to people willy-nilly, where it's just like, oh, okay, yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. No, this plan is sacred, so it has to be treated with delicacy because it's sacred. Going back to the sacred plan, your wish coming true is part of that process. When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. So, you're divinely protected, angelic protection. Truth is on your side. As long as you walk in truth, you will be fine. As long as you walk in truth. You may be tempted to do other things to get to your wish quicker, to bypass people so you can claim your prize faster. But you have to do it. You have to walk in truth. And you have to believe. Don't forget, the star is about believing. It's also about healing too, as well. It's about healing. It's about believing. It's about guiding. Don't forget, going into the star and guiding, some of you might need to be a guiding light to others because of the truth. Maybe some people are not hearing the truth right now, and part of the sacred plan is for you to be that guide to other people with the truth. Where lies are being told, you are the light, the star that comes in with the truth. And yes, there may be conflict because those who are lying and doing unethical things, they don't want the truth to come forward. But during your leadership, during your ascension, you're protected divinely. It's angelic protection, is what it is. But this is telling me that a wish is finally coming true. Also, with the star being in reversed on the outside, I feel like somebody might have lost faith, or someone is at the point right now where they're losing faith. With this being at the heart of the matter, with the star being in the upright angelic protection and truth, something is telling me to tell you, don't lose faith. You have to take a step back and look at the bigger picture. You may have to be in solitude for a minute, but your yes is coming in, and it's going to open up new doors and new gateways. This is a unicorn here. It's going to take you to new horizons. The message is coming in. Don't forget, pentacles move slow, but the transformation is happening. But you can't lose hope. You have to know in your heart of hearts that the plan is sacred. And if it's sacred, it's going to happen regardless. You just have to believe it. They've already given you the yes. You've already made the wish. You were sincere when you made your wish on a star. You made the wish with your true heart. And now your wish is in the process of coming true again because it's part of the sacred plan. But you have to walk in truth. All right? That is all I have for the full moon reading in Cancer for January the 17th. KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Over 24 to be exact. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Until next time, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if any of this resonated with you. Be blessed.